Hey, welcome to Room Makeover Roadmap. I am just going to give you a quick rundown of how this thing works because it is really extensive. You might be working on a room makeover right now or just thinking about one in the future, or you just want to have a place to keep track of all of your sources and measurements and budgeting for all of your rooms, whether you have an active room makeover happening right now or maybe you're thinking about a remodel. But even if you plan on having a really small budget to work with, this is still going to help you keep everything on track, have everything in one place, because there's nothing more frustrating than trying to plan a room makeover and having a million tabs open and a bunch of screenshots on your phone and things jotted down in a notepad, and it just gets to be a lot. So this is going to be sort of your entire brain in a spreadsheet system. So right here in the front, this is just going to tell you where everything is. You've got your room measurement tabs up here in the front. You've got tabs for each individual room, and you can always duplicate this and add more rooms. I don't have every single room type possible. So like if you want a playroom or something like that, you want to make over, you can just click duplicate and retitle it measurements playroom or something like that. And that way you'll have a tab for each additional room that you might have in your house that you want to do a makeover of. And so that's where you keep track of your room measurements. Here is where you can jot down the length, width, height of walls, windows, doors, fireplace, even your furniture. And you can also add more if you need to, more spaces. And each room has measurements for coinciding types of furniture, coinciding types of features. And you can, of course, customize that however you need to. And you can also write down, maybe you don't have a sofa right now, but you know that the space where you plan to put the sofa needs to be a specific width and length. And so you can jot that down. So as you're searching for the perfect sofa for your space, you'll be able to refer back to this tab to see what size you need whenever you order one, or if you're looking on Facebook Marketplace. So you'll always have that at your disposal. And then you have the budget tracker section. So over here, once we get past the measurements, you have your budget trackers. And right here, I just felt like it was really important to have estimated versus actual, because you can estimate your expenses, especially whenever you have a remodel going on and demolition and electrical and plumbing and all of that. Just really starts to add up, especially if you're hiring all of that out. So you can estimate all of that as you get quotes from contractors and things. This is where you can jot that down. You can also put down the price of things, materials that you find that you plan on buying. And then over here on the actual section is when you actually start spending and, say there's some kind of unexpected wiring issue that pops up that's going to cost you a couple, like $500 more. Well, then you jot that down. And this way you can start to see, as you get close to the end of the project, you can start to see, okay, where maybe do I need to sacrifice some things to make up for these unexpected expenses that popped up, so that you can still stay within your budget, not go over budget unexpectedly, get to the very end and be like, oh no, I'm $550 over budget. This is going to help you see the actual spending as you move along, so that you don't have any of those unnecessary surprises, or at least hopefully you can not have to pay those. You can avoid those, hopefully. So then you can have the section that is supplies and decor sources. So as you start planning, we're going to go past the budget section and we get into sources. Oops, went too far. Once we get into sources, this is where you can keep track of your paint colors you want to use. You can even jot down in the notes section, maybe the sheen that you need, the type that you want, a specific brand, maybe how many gallons you're going to need. You can jot down, the furniture you might be buying and the brand. You can put the links here so that maybe you're not quite ready to order, but then whenever you are ready to order, you'll be able to just pop over here and click it and buy it right then. You won't have to go searching for that link again. And you can also put your dimensions here, just like we have in the measurements tab if you need to. Again, you can put some notes over here. Maybe you want a slipcover type of sofa, not the upholstered kind. You can put the upholstery color if you want, just all kinds of little details that you might have to keep track of. And then you've even got spaces here for the smaller decor, like lamps and baskets and trays. You may not want to get that minute with it, but it's there for you just in case you need it. Then we have the contractor communications. This is, of course, maybe not going to come in handy quite as much if you are a 100% DIY kind of person, but even Robert and I, we are not totally proficient on every single thing. And so this is just a place to keep track of your different contractors, especially if you're doing like a big kitchen remodel, place to keep their name, their phone number. And the thing that's really extra helpful is this space for notes. So you can write down maybe what you were quoted, or if you have a consultation on a specific date, or if you have a time when they might start, a date they might start the project, or just any other thing that maybe you need to remember, because even if you keep all of this in your phone in your contact list, it's still really easy to forget all of these little details. So that's there for you. And then finally, you have your project task list. You can sort by room type, especially if you have a bunch of different projects going on all at once. I don't recommend doing a ton of rooms all at once, but sometimes it's inevitable. So this is where you can jot down whatever tasks you have to do, whatever little projects you need to get done. You can set deadlines for yourself so that you don't take longer than expected. You can write down little notes of things that maybe you need to do. Maybe you get light bulbs for your light fixtures, that sort of thing. So that is the Room Makeover Roadmap. It is built for you to just have everything right here in one place. If you think of anything that maybe you'd like to have added to it, that would make it even better, email me at hello@blesserhouse.com. I would love to be able to adapt this to your needs as much as possible. But I just hope this makes your job as a homeowner so much easier. And I'm here if you need me. If you want any other resources, there are tons more on blesserhouseacademy.com. And I'll see you over there.